Jack LaLanne lived 96 years, perfect health for 96 years. At 90, he was healthier than most 30-year-olds. At 95, his cardiovascular system was stronger than men 40 years younger. By 96, when his body finally gave out, his nutrition was still pristine. Most people think Jack LaLanne had some special secret, some unique food, some special supplement, some magic supplement nobody knows about. He didn't. His secret was simpler, more powerful, more sustainable. His secret was a complete whole food strategy, a nutritional philosophy, a system of food selection he built early and maintained consistently for 70 years. This is that strategy. Not fragments, not individual foods, not single principles. The complete system, the philosophy, the method, the foods, the avoidances, the thinking, the principles, everything. If you're interested in understanding how food controls longevity, like this video and subscribe. We're going deep into the exact system that extended his life by decades. The whole foods philosophy. Jack LaLanne believed something radical. Food is medicine. Food determines your health. Food determines your aging. Food determines your lifespan. Not genetics. Genetics load the gun. Food pulls the trigger. He believed this at a time when nobody else believed this. In 1930, when he was a teenager, the American food industry was accelerating. Processing was accelerating. Convenience was accelerating. Industrial food was becoming normal. Jack LaLanne was watching. He was watching people get sick, watching people get obese, watching people age poorly, watching preventable disease become normal. He made a decision. He would never eat processed food. Not once, not occasionally, not as a treat. Never. This was radical in 1930, in 1950, in 1970, in 1990. Even today it's radical. But he maintained it. 70 years. No processed food. No shortcuts. No convenience. No industrial nutrition. Why? He understood something. Modern food isn't food. Modern food is a delivery system for profit. It's engineered for sale, not for health. It's designed to create dependence, not nourishment. It's manufactured for shelf life, not for your life. His whole food strategy was a response, a complete rejection, a commitment to real food. Foods he ate daily for 70 years. Jack LaLanne had specific foods he ate consistently. These weren't occasionally. These were foundational. These were what he returned to repeatedly. These were the core of his strategy. Fresh fruit daily, primarily grapes, apples, berries, citrus. Why these? High in natural sugars for energy, high in antioxidants, high in fiber, minimal processing required, harvest to table quickly, maximum nutritional density. He ate specific fruit at specific times, morning fruit on an empty stomach, fruit before training for energy, fruit as snacks throughout day, fruit as part of meals, never processed, never cooked, never altered, fresh. Vegetables continuously throughout day, leafy greens, spinach, kale, lettuce, root vegetables, carrots, beets, sweet potatoes, cruciferous, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, green vegetables, asparagus, green beans, peas, orange vegetables, squash, pumpkin, carrots. Why vegetables? They're nutritionally dense, low-calorie, high micronutrient. They support longevity. They support lean body composition. They're anti-inflammatory. They're anti-cancer. They age you slowly. He prepared vegetables simply, steamed, boiled, raw, sometimes with light seasoning, olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper. Never fried, never processed, never with cream sauces, just vegetables. Whole grains daily, brown rice, oats, whole wheat bread, quinoa. Not refined grains, whole grains with fiber intact, with bran intact, with nutritional value intact. Why whole grains? Stable energy, fiber for digestion, micronutrients processing removed, sustained satiation, blood sugar stability, digestive health. Legumes, beans, lentils, peas, prepared from dried, not canned, cooked thoroughly, combined with whole grains for complete protein. He used legumes as primary protein source. Fish and seafood several times weekly, primarily wild-caught, salmon, mackerel, sardines, cod. Why fish? Omega-3 fatty acids, complete protein, minerals, iodine, low toxin compared to land animals. Eggs daily or near daily, from free-range chickens when possible. Simple preparation, boiled, poached, occasionally fried in minimal oil. Complete protein, choline for brain health, lutein for eyes. Nuts and seeds in moderation. Raw almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. Small quantities, maybe a handful daily, for healthy fats, for minerals, for satiation. Olive oil for cooking and dressing, extra virgin when possible, cold-pressed, minimal heat exposure, as primary fat source along with fish oils and natural fats in nuts and seeds. Water continuously. He drank substantial water, spring water when available, filtered water, not tap water when he could avoid it, not bottled in plastic, pure water for hydration. This was his daily nutrition: fruit, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, fish, eggs, nuts, olive oil. Simple, whole, real. Nothing processed, nothing engineered, nothing with ingredients you can't pronounce. Foods he never allowed in his home. His whole food strategy was defined as much by what he avoided as what he ate. He never bought packaged processed food, never. No cereal in boxes, no canned soup, no frozen dinners, no snack cakes, no sodas. These simply didn't enter his home. Why? He understood industrial food, refined flour, refined sugar, hydrogenated oils, artificial additives, preservatives, emulsifiers, colorings, flavorings. These are engineered poisons. They're designed for profit, not for health. They damage your metabolic system. They create inflammation. They damage your mitochondria. They age you. Refined sugar he avoided absolutely. White sugar, refined carbohydrates, desserts with added sugars, candy, cookies, pastries, soft drinks. These were simply not acceptable. Why? Sugar damages longevity. Sugar creates inflammation. Sugar spikes insulin. Sugar damages mitochondria. Sugar ages you internally, even if externally you appear young. He ate natural sugars from fruit, but refined sugar, never. Refined flour he avoided. White bread, white rice, refined pasta, refined cereals. These had nutritional value removed. These left only calorie and carbohydrate damage. He ate whole grains, whole flour, intact nutrients, intact fiber, but refined grain, never. Processed oils he rejected: vegetable oil, seed oil, soybean oil, canola oil. These are industrial products. These are high in omega-6. They create inflammation. He used olive oil, natural oils from nuts and seeds, fats from fish, natural fats, real fats, but processed seed oils, never. Red meat he minimized dramatically. He ate small quantities occasionally, but he didn't make red meat central to his diet. Why? Red meat is calorie-dense, requires heavy digestion, lacks the nutritional advantages of fish. Instead, he used plant-based protein, legumes, and fish protein. Dairy products he used minimally, not completely absent, but not central. A small amount of milk, occasionally cheese, but not the Western staple quantities. Why? Pasteurization removes nutrients. Modern dairy is from grain-fed animals. He preferred minimal dairy. Alcohol he avoided completely. Never drank, not wine, not beer, not spirits. Complete abstinence for 96 years. Why? Alcohol damages your cellular health. Alcohol ages you. Alcohol interferes with recovery. He couldn't justify it. Caffeine he avoided as central ritual. Not paranoid about it, but not dependent. No morning coffee addiction. He got energy from nutrition and training, not stimulation. This avoidance strategy was as important as the foods he ate. He protected his system from industrial damage. He prevented inflammation. He prevented aging damage from diet. Grocery store strategy: how to select quality food. Jack LaLanne had a specific strategy for selecting food. This was intentional. This was taught. This was systematic. Shop the perimeter. The perimeter of grocery stores is where fresh food lives: produce, meat, fish, dairy. The center of grocery stores is where processed food lives. He spent 95% of his grocery shopping on the perimeter, maybe 5% in the center for whole grains and legumes in bulk. Know your produce source when possible. He preferred local farmers markets. He preferred knowing where food came from. He preferred seasonal eating. When you eat seasonally, you're eating fresh. When you eat seasonally, you're eating what's adapted to your climate. Seasonal eating was his philosophy: summer berries, fall squash, winter citrus, spring greens. Not eating strawberries in February shipped from 1,000 miles away, eating what's local and seasonal. Read labels obsessively, but only for the few items in center. If you can't pronounce an ingredient, don't eat it. If you don't know what an ingredient is, it's probably bad. If there are more than 5 ingredients, it's probably processed. Focus on whole foods with no label. Apples have no label. Carrots have no label. Rice in bulk has no label. Fish has no label. These are your food. Buy quality when you can: free-range eggs, wild-caught fish, organic produce when budget allows. Quality food is more expensive up front, but prevents disease down line. Disease is more expensive than food quality. Prepare food yourself. Don't buy pre-prepared. Don't buy frozen dinners. Don't buy convenience products. Buy ingredients. Prepare them. This is how you control what goes in your body. This grocery strategy seems tedious, but it becomes automatic. It becomes your normal. After 70 years, it was simply how Jack LaLanne shopped. Have you already eliminated processed food from your home? Drop a comment and tell us what was hardest to give up. Share your strategy with someone trying to make the same change. Meal preparation system and daily practice. His whole food strategy wasn't random. It was systematized. It was practiced daily. It was ritualized. Morning fruit first thing. Empty stomach. Banana or grapes or berries. Immediate nutrition. Immediate energy for training. Pre-training nutrition. Simple carbohydrate with small protein. Maybe toast with almond butter. Maybe rice cake with honey. Something to fuel training without sitting heavy. Post-training nutrition. Protein and carbohydrate together. Eggs and toast. Fish and rice. Meat and vegetable. Recovery nutrition. Main meals midday and evening. Protein source, fish, legumes, or eggs. Vegetable serving, minimum half plate. Whole grain or starch. Healthy fat source, olive oil, nuts, avocado. Snacks as needed, fruit, nuts, nothing processed. Liquids throughout day, water constantly, not waiting until thirsty, continuous hydration. This was ritualized, but not rigid. Same structure, varied foods, same timing, flexible details. The system remained consistent. The components varied. He taught his family this system. His wife knew this system. His children understood this system. It became family normal. Meal preparation took time, but not excessive time. Simple meals, simple ingredients, simple preparation. Steaming vegetables, boiling rice, baking fish. These are basic cooking. The time investment was front-loaded, learning to cook whole foods properly, understanding nutrition, understanding seasonality. Once learned, it becomes faster than processing industrial food. Seasonal nutrition approach throughout year. Jack LaLanne ate seasonally. This seems simple now. Then it was revolutionary. Spring,
Leafy greens explosion, fresh asparagus, young peas, seasonal fruits beginning. Body transitions from winter nutrition to summer nutrition gradually. Summer, berries at peak, stone fruit, melons, corn, whole grain vegetable. Leafy greens continue, but lighter. Tomatoes, peppers. Training often highest in summer, nutrition adjusted for increased activity. Fall, root vegetables appearing. Squash, pumpkin, apples, nuts and seeds harvest. Heavier vegetables supporting transition to winter. Winter, stored vegetables, root vegetables, citrus fruits, hardy greens, less fresh produce available. Diet adapts to what's available, perhaps more stored foods, more preserved foods, fermented without artificial preservatives. This seasonal approach had multiple benefits. Foods at peak nutrition when in season, foods less expensive when in season, foods fresher when in season. Your body naturally adapts to seasonal nutrition. Modern people ignore seasonality. They eat strawberries in December shipped from 1,000 miles away. This disrupts natural cycles. This reduces nutritional value. This removes adaptation signals. Jack LaLanne adapted with the seasons. This was natural. This was sustainable. Reading your nutrition intuitively. Jack LaLanne taught that you could read your nutrition intuitively. Your body tells you what it needs. Craving fruit? You need energy and micronutrients. Eat fruit. Craving vegetables? You need fiber and minerals. Eat vegetables. Craving protein? You're depleted from training. Eat protein. Craving water? You're dehydrated. Drink water. The cravings emerge from whole foods nutrition. When you're eating clean, your cravings become intelligent. Your body requests what it needs. This requires trust. Trust your body. Trust the signals, not the cravings that emerge from sugar addiction because you're not eating sugar, not the cravings from processed food because you're not eating it. Real cravings, intelligent cravings. He would listen to his body. If energy was low, adjust carbohydrates. If recovery was poor, increase protein. If inflammation appeared, increase antioxidant foods. This requires attention, requires noticing, requires the wisdom to distinguish real signals from fake cravings. Once you eat whole foods for weeks and months, you develop this intuition. Your body communicates clearly.
His wife learned this system. She understood the philosophy. She supported the practice. She became advocate of whole foods in her own sphere. His children grew up on whole foods. It was normal to them. They didn't question it. It was simply what their family did. This is powerful. When children grow up on whole foods, they understand nutrition naturally. They don't develop processed food addictions. They don't develop sugar addictions. They understand health through food naturally. He taught extended family too. When relatives visited, they experienced his nutrition. They saw the vitality. They understood the connection. This transmission of values extended his impact beyond himself. Not just Jack LaLanne lived with whole foods. His family lived with whole foods. Their children learned whole foods. The impact rippled. This is how culture changes, not through argument, through living example, through transmission of values through family systems. Nutritional density strategy over calories. Modern nutrition obsesses over calories. Jack LaLanne was concerned with nutritional density. Nutritional density, the ratio of micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, phytonutrients, to calories consumed. An apple, 95 calories, hundreds of compounds, high nutritional density. A soda, 140 calories, zero nutritional value, zero density. His strategy was eat high nutritional density foods. Eat nutrient-rich foods. Don't count calories. Let calories follow from nutrient density. When you eat nutrient-dense whole foods, calories become adequate naturally. You eat what your body needs. You don't overeat because nutrient density satisfies signals. When you eat nutrient-poor processed foods, you overeat. Your body demands nutrition that never arrives, so you eat more and more, seeking nutrition that processed food cannot provide. This is why people get obese on modern diet, not from calories, from nutritional emptiness driving overconsumption. His strategy cut through this. Eat high nutritional density foods, stop counting calories, trust your body's signals, stay lean and healthy naturally. Modern science validates his 70-year approach. Today, what Jack LaLanne knew 70 years ago, science is finally validating. Whole foods are superior to processed. Every study shows this. Plant-based nutrition is superior to meat-centric. Every meta-analysis shows this. Seasonal eating aligns with human health. Every adaptive study shows this. Processing damages food. Every analysis shows this. Refined sugar is poison. Every mechanism study shows this. His intuitive knowledge was scientifically correct. He knew this through observation, through living, through measuring results on his own body and his students' bodies, before science confirmed. Now science confirms. His whole food strategy wasn't opinion. It was accurate. It was superior. It was the pathway to extended health span and lifespan. Implementing whole food strategy today. How do you implement this? How do you start? Start simple. Begin buying fresh produce. Begin cooking. Stop buying processed packaged foods. That's 80% of the work. One meal at a time. Don't overhaul everything. Replace one processed food item with whole food equivalent. Repeat weekly. Learn basic cooking, steaming vegetables, boiling rice, baking fish. These are fundamental. Once you learn them, everything becomes possible. Shop farmers markets when possible. Direct access to quality whole foods. Connection to growers. Seasonal eating naturally. Read nutrition labels. Understand what you're eating. Make conscious choices. After 2 weeks, you'll be expert on ingredients. Start your own garden if possible, even herbs on windowsill. Connection to food production changes your perspective. Cook more than you eat. Prepare meals in batches. Reduce daily preparation friction. Sustainability emerges. Family commitment. Make this family value. Make this shared. Cultural change happens at family level. Accept the cost initially. Quality whole foods cost more than processed initially, but disease costs more later. This is investment in decades of health. Final wisdom on food and longevity. Jack LaLanne's final wisdom on this topic was simple. Food is the foundation of everything. Your training is 40%. Your nutrition is 60%. You can't out-train bad nutrition. Your food choices today determine your health 10 years from now. Your health at 90 depends on what you ate at 80. Your health at 80 depends on what you ate at 70. This is the power of whole foods nutrition. Small daily choices compound. 70 years of whole foods choices created 96 years of exceptional health. You don't need special foods. You don't need supplements, though you might benefit. You need real food, whole foods, prepared simply, eaten consistently for decades. This is his legacy nutritionally. Not a diet, not a plan, a philosophy, a commitment, a way of life. If you implement this, if you commit to this, if you practice this consistently over years and decades, you will live longer, you will age slower, you will be healthier. This is not opinion. This is evidence. This is the pathway to extended longevity. If this value is valuable to you, subscribe to the channel. This is the foundation that extended his life 96 years. Share this with someone struggling with nutrition and health. Comment below, what's one whole food you're adding to your diet this week?